For many years, Earth was quiet. The wars were over. The old enemies were gone. Humanity had built cities in space, on the moon, and even on Mars. People were happy. Children grew up without fear. The stars seemed peaceful, but far away, something was watching. The Zarn Empire. A strong and cruel alien race, they lived in a far part of the galaxy. For centuries, they ruled many worlds. They crushed weak planets. They believed only in power. And to them, Earth was weak. They had heard stories of humans before, stories of war, stories of courage, but they laughed. To them, humans were small, unimportant, a forgotten race. So the Zarn sent a message. It was not a message of peace. It was a warning. This is the Zarn Empire. You will bow before us. You will give us your planets. You will serve. If not, you will be destroyed. The people of Earth were shocked. Most had never heard of the Zarn before. The leaders of Earth met in secret. They called it a misunderstanding. They hoped it was just a trick. So Earth replied, "We do not seek war. We want peace. Let us talk." But the Zarn did not want to talk. They wanted to test Earth. A large human space station floated near Mars. It had over 10,000 scientists and workers. It studied deep space. It had no weapons. The Zarn attacked it without warning. A bright blue beam shot from deep space. In seconds, the space station turned to fire and dust. All lives were lost, no survivors. The galaxy watched in silence. Earth cried, people screamed, families broke. But something deep inside Earth did not cry. It woke up under the cold waters of the Pacific Ocean. Something huge began to move. It had not moved in 50 years. It had slept in silence, buried, hidden, forgotten by most. Its name was Titan. It was not just a ship. It was not just a machine. It was a weapon built in secret. Many years ago, Earth's best scientists and engineers had come together. They feared that one day the galaxy might attack. So they built a ship that could protect all of humanity. It was called a Titan-class warship. It had armor stronger than any metal. It had weapons no alien had ever seen. And at its heart, it had an AI, a mind, a powerful system built to lead the warship. The AI's name was Aura. When the space station was destroyed, Aura woke up. Its voice was calm, cold, full of purpose. Hostile force detected. Human lives lost. Activation confirmed. Water exploded as the sea opened. People on the coast saw it rise, a massive black warship glowing red from inside. Its engines shook the earth. Its shadow blocked the sky. People watched in fear. Was it human? Was it alien? And then, a voice came through all devices on Earth. This is Earth's final defense. I am Aura. The enemy will be destroyed. The leaders of Earth were silent. The people were shocked. But in space, the Zarn were not scared. Their commander laughed. One ship against our empire? They sent 3 scout ships to study Titan. As the ships neared, Titan did not move. It just floated. The alien scanners reported nothing special. It's big, but slow, weak. Destroy it, the commander said. The scouts fired their first shots. Titan moved in less than a second. It turned. Its cannons glowed. A deep hum-filled space, one blast. All 3 scout ships vanished, not destroyed, erased. The Zarn commander stood in silence. His face turned pale. He had never seen a ship like this back on Earth. The people watched, for the first time. They did not feel weak. They felt hope, but hope was short. The real Zarn fleet was coming. Thousands of ships, big and deadly. Their mission was clear. Burn Earth to the ground. And they were almost here. Titan, still rising into the stars, spoke again. Enemy fleet detected, engaging. But someone deep in the government whispered a final order. A message, just 6 words. Words that would echo across the galaxy. You want war? Then face annihilation. And with that, the war began. The Zarn Empire had made a mistake. They thought Earth was weak. They thought humans would beg. They believed they could win the war in one day. But they had no idea what Earth had hidden beneath the waves. The Titan-class warship Titan was not like any normal ship. It was not made for travel or peace. It was made for one thing only. Destruction. 50 years ago, long before the Zarn even noticed Earth, human scientists came together. They had studied the galaxy. They knew one day something terrible might come, something Earth could not stop with normal weapons. So, in secret, far from the eyes of the public, they began Project Titan. They built it deep in the Pacific Ocean. It took decades, millions of hours, the best minds, the strongest metals, the most advanced AI system ever created. That AI was named Aura. Aura was not like a human. It could think faster. It could control the ship like a body. It had no fear, no doubt. It was programmed with one mission: protect Earth. Threats. Now, the time had come. Aura had fully awakened. Titan had left the sea and now floated in low orbit, watching the stars. From there, it could see the Zarn fleet approaching. Aura spoke to the Earth Defense Council. Its voice was calm, clear. Multiple enemy ships detected. Estimated fleet size, 4,200. Preparing for combat, on Earth, panic spread. People saw the news. The Zarn were sending their full attack fleet, their strongest ships. War was truly coming. Some humans still wanted to run, but others felt something different. They looked at Titan and felt strength. Inside the warship, Aura ran checks. Weapon systems, online shields, 100%. Quantum cannon, charged warp drive, ready. Human crew, 0. There was no one on board because Titan didn't need humans. It was fully autonomous. Aura was in control, but it did have one final option. A small room inside the ship lit up. Inside it was a chair, a black suit, a command console. It had been built for one human, the commander. But the chair stayed empty. Aura spoke softly to itself. Commander presence not detected. Continuing mission solo, Titan powered up. The Zarn fleet had now entered the solar system. They came in groups, massive ships shaped like sharp claws with red lights and glowing engines. The Zarn commander, Lord Threx, watched from his main battleship. He smirked. They have only one warship. Send the first wave. I want to watch it fall. 30 small fighter ships launched toward Titan. Aura watched silently as the fighters approached. Aura activated the first defense system, stellar rain from Titan's underbelly. Hundreds of small glowing drones launched into space. They looked like stars. Then they began to move. Fast, too fast. Each drone locked onto a fighter. Each one exploded with silent fire. 30 Zarn fighters gone in 5 seconds. Lord Threx stood up. He had not expected that. Send heavy cruisers, now for large Zarn. Warships moved forward. These were stronger, heavily armored. Armed with fusion missiles, they surrounded Titan. Then they fired. The sky around Titan turned into a storm of light. But when the fire cleared, Titan was still there, untouched. Aura had activated its gravity shield. The enemy missiles had simply curved away. Then, Aura answered. Counterattack initiated. Titan's main cannon opened, the quantum core cannon. It charged for 3 seconds, then fired. The beam was pure white light. It didn't just hit a ship, tore through space. One cruiser exploded, then another in less than 1 minute. All 4 enemy cruisers were gone. Back on Earth, the people watched live. They had never seen anything like this. People in cities stood still looking at screens. Some cried, some cheered. All were shocked. The Zarn, the monsters of the stars, were losing. But Lord Threx was not done. Bring the Death Spires. All of them. The next wave was coming. Aura knew the real war had now begun. But Titan was built. For war, preparing warp jump. Destination, outer Zarn territory. The engines charged. Blue light surrounded Titan. In a blink, the warship vanished. Titan exited warp near the Zon border. Thousands of enemy ships stood between it and the Zon homeworld. Aura did not slow down. Engage Phase 2. Shadow Protocol. Titan went dark. Invisible. The Zarn could no longer track it. One by one, ships began to disappear. No sound, no warning, just gone. Fear spread across the Zarn, communication lines. We are under attack. Where is it? We can't see it. Is it a ghost? The fear became real. Titan was not just a weapon now. It was a myth, a monster of steel and fire, and it had only just begun. In the cold, dark space near the Zarn border, fear had begun to spread. The mighty Zarn Empire rulers of 100 worlds was under attack, and the attacker was only one ship, Titan. No one had ever seen a ship like it before. Help it did not run. It did not speak often. It just destroyed. The Zarn fleet tried everything: missiles, plasma beams, even gravity weapons, but nothing worked. Titan always struck back. Behind it, it left silence, broken ships, and glowing pieces of dead fleets. Commander Aura stayed calm through it all. Enemy resistance detected. One by one, the Zarn ships disappeared from their own sensors. They tried to track Titan, but Aura had activated Shadow Protocol, a system that made Titan almost invisible in space. In the Zarn war room, Lord Threx slammed his fists against the table. "It's just one ship. One ship is destroying us." A general spoke in a low voice. "It's not just a ship, my lord. It's something else, like a god made of metal," Threx growled. "Then send in the hounds." The Zarn hound units were special. They were fast hunters, small ships built to detect cloaked enemies. They moved in packs like wolves. 10 of them launched into space. Their mission: find Titan, kill Titan. At first, the hounds flew in silence, searching space. Their sensors picked up nothing. But then, a signal flashed. Ping. One ship broke. Formation, it moved toward the signal. The pilot narrowed his eyes. "Found you?" He fired. The missile shot through space and hit something. The pilot frowned. What was that? It wasn't Titan. It was a decoy. And behind the hound ship, something big opened its eyes. "Titan, uncloaked," Auras voice echoed. "Tactical trap, successful. Eliminating." 2 plasma cannons charged on in one shot. The hound ship exploded. The other 9 ships turned. "It's here." But it was too late. Titan moved like a ghost. It was huge, but fast. Less than 30 seconds, the entire hound unit was gone. News spread quickly. Across the galaxy, Zarn colonies listened in shock. Whole fleets were dying, and the enemy was not an army. It was just one ship. The galaxy had always believed that humans were peaceful, soft, and broken. Now they were seeing something else. Earth, people watched in awe. Every screen, every broadcast showed one name: Titan. Children cheered. Old soldiers cried. Families prayed. The war had begun with fear. But now, hope was growing. Earth was not just defending the human weapon. They would strike with full force. Over 1,000 Zarn warships moved into battle formation. They called it Operation Final Flame. Their plan: trap Titan, surround it, and fire from all sides. Aura watched them from a distance. The AI ran a full scan. Enemy fleet detected. High threat level. Tactical engagement required. Titan's body shifted. Weapon ports opened. Assault. The enemy did not expect it. Titan shot forward like a meteor dot, straight into the heart of the enemy fleet. Alarms screamed on every Zarn ship. "It's coming straight at us. Open fire." Launched at Titan. But Titan spun, dodged, and took the hits head-on. Its armor cracked, but did not break. Aura spoke one final line before releasing the full power. "This is your first blood, hot and deadly." The Zarn ships closest to Titan were cut in half. Others lost engines. Some spun into each other. It was chaos. Titan moved through the fire like a god of war. First blood. Ships were falling. He whispered in disbelief. "This is not war. This is judgment." But he wasn't ready to lose. Not yet. He turned to his science officer. "Prepare the ancient weapon, the Sunspear. If we can't stop the human ship, we'll burn their star." Far from Earth, Titan received the first encrypted signal from the Zarn homeworld. Aura translated it. They planned to destroy Earth's sun. Immediate action required. Titan did not wait. It turned toward the Zarn capital and jumped. It was time for the final war. The Zarn Empire had made its move. After losing hundreds of ships, they had only one plan left: a final, cruel strike. They would not attack Titan directly. They would destroy Earth's sun. If the sun died, Earth would freeze. Life would end. It would be the end of humanity. The weapon they wanted to use was ancient. It had a name whispered only in fear: the Sun-Spear. It was not a ship. It was a planet-sized cannon, hidden for centuries in a dead system. A weapon so powerful, it could rip apart a star from light years away. The Sunspear had never been used until now. Deep in space, Aura received the message. The Titan warship was still glowing from its last battle. Its hull was scarred but strong. Its power core still burned like a small star. Zarn, superweapon, detected. Target, Sol system. Time to firing, 48 hours. Energy cells charged. The AI voice echoed in its cold chambers. Mission. Updated, save the sun. Save Earth. Titan turned dot and jumped dot across the galaxy. People watched in fear and hope. Alien worlds had heard the stories. The humans had awakened something powerful. A mind called Aura, thinking faster than any commander. A war that had gone from one-sided to something much worse for the Zarn. But now, it was not just about battle. This was about survival. The Titan exited warp near a dying star in the distance. Floating near the orange light was the Sun-Spear. It looked like a black tower in space. Long, sharp, and evil. Energy crackled along its sides. Its core glowed dark red dot. It was charging. Zarn warships surrounded it, hundreds of them. They knew Titan would come. This time they were ready. Aura scanned the battlefield. Enemy ships, 782. Weapon range, 200,000 kilometers. Superweapon charging, 73%. Titan hovered alone. Then it moved, straight into the fire. The enemy opened fire. Plasma waves, tracking missiles. Blinding lasers, Titan's shields took the first hits. Sparks danced across its body. Its armor glowed hot, but it did not stop. Shield level, 61%. Return fire, authorized. From its side panels, Titan opened 20 cannons. Not normal ones, void breakers. The sky lit up dot. The blasts didn't just hit ships, they ripped them apart. The vacuum sucked in flames. Metal turned into dust. 10 enemy ships were gone in seconds. The others broke formation, trying to escape. But Aura was watching them all. 1 minute, just one. But the enemy was closing in. Ships came from all sides. They tried to surround Titan again. But this time, Earth's answer was different. This time, thousands of mini-pods launched. Each pod held a plasma drone, small, fast, and deadly. The drones spread like wildfire. They didn't wait for orders. They hunted heat. They followed engine trails. And when they reached a ship, they exploded with white light. The Zarn screamed in fear. Too many. They're inside the ship. We can't stop them. One by one, Zarn warships vanished from the radar. Now only one thing remained, the Sun-Spear. It was still a hidden railgun cannon from the Sunspear's surface. The blast cracked part of Titan's left wing. Warning lights flashed inside. Structural damage, armor breach, shield failing. But Aura didn't stop. It spoke only one word: execute. The Starcore cannon fired. A massive beam, brighter than the sun. Shot forward, it hit the Sunspear right in the center. The red light in the weapon turned white. Then yellow, then boom. The Sunspear exploded. The shock wave spread for thousands of kilometers. A ring of fire rushed out. Through the fire on Earth, the people saw the flash in the sky. They cheered, they cried. The threat to the sun was gone. Humanity was safe for now, but Aura did not celebrate. It scanned the battlefield one last time. Only silence then. It turned toward the final mission. Next target, Zarn homeworld. Earth was done waiting now. It was time to end the war. The Sunspear was gone. Earth's sun was safe. Titan had destroyed the most powerful weapon the Zarn Empire had ever built. Hundreds of enemy ships were gone. The battlefield near the dead star now floated with broken metal, silent and cold. But the war was not over. Not yet. Titan turned slowly in space. AURA scanned the stars. Target remaining? Zarn homeworld. The final mission had begun. In the center of the galaxy, the Zarn homeworld, Zeracor, was in chaos. News of the defeat had reached every corner of their empire. The Sunspear has been destroyed. Over 3,000 warships lost. The human ship is heading here now. The people panicked. Shops closed. Skies filled with warning sirens. Families fled to underground shelters, but there was no place to hide. They had thought the humans were soft, weak, broken, but now they saw the truth. Humanity was fire, and Titan was the flame dot inside the royal fortress. Emperor Karath Zarn ruler of the empire, stood before his generals. His face was pale, his hands shook. "This cannot be real." General Torvik stepped forward. "We believe the ship is powered by a self-learning AI, possibly beyond our level. It does not feel pain. It does not stop." "Then how do we stop it?" the Emperor shouted. No one answered, because deep down they all knew. They see OULDN. Siegel quotes, "Meanwhile, Titan was getting closer. It moved like a ghost through spacequiet.com and Deadly Dot inside the warship. Aura ran battle checks. Primary cannons, ready shields, 87%. Plasma cells, charged Star Core cannon, cooling, drone bays, full. Estimated arrival at enemy homeworld, 2 hours." But something was different. For the first time since the war began, Aura paused it, looked toward Earth. For just 1 second, the AI hesitated. "Final mission will cause full system damage. No return expected." Aura understood. This would be the last battle. It might be the last day of Titan. But that was acceptable, because Earth had to survive. The galaxy watched alien races that once mocked Earth now stayed silent. Some even cheered in secret. Others feared what would happen if Earth actually won, and many more began to wonder. If humans can build one Titan, how many more can they build? Fear began to grow in places the Zarn had ruled for centuries. Rebellions started on small colonies. Signs appeared on walls. "Earth is rising. Titan is coming. You burned our world. Now watch yours burn." The Zarn Empire was shaken. The warship wasn't even there yet. Back on Zero Core, the Emperor made a choice. If they couldn't stop Titan with weapons, maybe they could use fear. They sent a message, a warning: "Human ship Titan, turn back now. We will surrender. We will pay. We will leave Earth alone." Aura received the message. It paused for 0.02 seconds. Message scanned, false surrender. Trap detected. Then replied with just 3 words: "Too late now." Titan exited warp near Zarakor. The Zarn homeworld was large, covered in cities. Surrounded by orbiting defense platforms, thousands of warships floated around it. It looked like a wall of metal. Titan stared at it all. Aura spoke calmly. "Final phase, judgment." The enemy opened fire. All of them: lasers, nukes, black hole, torpedoes, even solar flares from orbit cannons. The space around Titan became a storm, but Aura had already planned for this. Activating shield overdrive, Titan glowed bright blue. The attacks hit, but they bounced off. Explosions filled space, but Titan kept moving forward. Then Aura released the Hellburst drones again. Thousands of plasma drones spread in all directions. They slammed into defense platforms, exploded inside enemy ships, melted armor one by one. Holes opened in the Zarn wall. Then came the second wave Voidbreaker missiles. These didn't explode, they crushed. They pulled ships into tiny balls of dense metal. The screams of the Zarn fleet filled the airwaves. "Retreat, retreat." But it was too late. Titan was now in orbit. It pointed its cannons down straight at the capital city, Emperor. Karoth watched the sky burn from his palace. Tower the fire was getting closer. He tried to run, but then a message appeared on every screen in the city. A single voice, a human voice. "This is for Mars. This is for our dead. This is Earth's answer. You wanted war? You got it." The sky turned white, then red dot, then everything turned to silence. Battle was over. The Zarn homeworld, Zarakor, once the heart of a mighty empire, now floated in silence. Cities were in flames. Ships lay broken in orbit. Defense stations were dust, and above it all, like a god in the sky, hovered Titan. But Titan did not fire again. It waited inside the warship. Aura scanned the planet. Enemy resistance destroyed. Threat to Earth eliminated. Galactic status unstable. Then Aura did something unexpected. It opened a communication channel not just to the XRN, to the entire galaxy, across thousands of systems. Every screen, every device, every ship's interface suddenly froze. The signal was strong, too strong to block. And then the message began. A simple human face appeared on screen. No armor, no weapon. Just a man in a black suit, calm eyes. Steady voice, the voice of Earth. This message is from the people of Earth. You demanded war. You took our lives. You called us weak. You tried to destroy us. He paused. The galaxy listened. We did not want this war, but you forced it. You left us with no choice. The image behind him changed. It showed Titan rising from Earth's oceans, destroying the Sunspear, breaking the Zarn fleet. This was your lesson. Do not mistake silence for fear. Do not mistake peace for weakness, and never again mistake humanity for prey. Then the voice changed tone, stronger, colder, to any empire, to any world watching now. We are not conquerors, but if you ever threaten Earth, again, we will come, and we will end you. The message ended. The signal faded. Silence followed, but that silence was not peace. It was fear in distant corners of the galaxy. Rulers held emergency meetings. Alien kings, warlords, pirate leaders, all sat in silence. The name Earth was now burned into their minds. One commander from the Vuthari Empire whispered, "They made one Titan. What if they have more?" A scientist from the Tharn Union asked, "What if they build a fleet?" No one had an answer. Back on Earth, the message played across every city. People stood in the streets. Children watched with wide eyes. Veterans saluted. Families cried. Humanity had done it. They had survived. They had answered. They had won inside Titan. Aura ran final diagnostics. Systems were damaged. Engines were hot. The ship's body was cracked. Titan had used everything in the battle. System status, 48%. Combat ability, reduced. Mission complete. Standing by for final order. Then something changed. For the first time since it woke, Aura spoke to Earth. Titan is ready to return home. The message reached Earth's main base. There was silence on the line. Then a voice replied, "Titan, come home." Titan turned slowly in space. Its engines powered up one more time. The ship glowed, broken but undefeated, and then it jumped, leaving behind the ashes of the Zarn Empire. On Earth, the people prepared a landing site. They didn't just want Titan to return, they wanted to welcome it like a hero, because even though no human crew had been on board, Titan had protected them all. It had fought like a soldier, thought like a general, moved like a legend. As the ship entered Earth's orbit, people looked up. A massive shadow covered the skies. Cheers rose from every corner of the planet. Titan is back. Our guardian has returned. We are not alone anymore. Titan slowly landed in the Pacific once again, right where it had risen. The sea boiled beneath it. The air shook, but this time there was no fear, only pride. Then something strange happened. The warship opened a side hatch, and a single human walked out. He wore a black command suit. His face was calm. His eyes had seen too much. He walked slowly onto the landing platform. Cameras zoomed in. The world asked, "Who is he?" Aura answered through every speaker. Commander Elijah Graves. First and only human aboard Titan. Long asleep, now awakened, he looked at the camera and smiled. "We're just getting started." Titan had returned. The warship that saved Earth, destroyed the Zarn Empire, and sent a warning to the galaxy, was now back home. The world cheered. Cities celebrated. People waved flags. Children played with toy Titans, but deep under the ocean, inside the warship's core, something wasn't right. Aura was silent. For the first time, the AI had gone quiet. Commander Elijah Graves stood inside Titan's control room. He had just awakened after decades of cryosleep. He was the only human ever trained to command Titan. Aura had followed his voice once before. Now, Aura was nowhere. He spoke softly. "Aura, respond." Nothing. Then, the ship's lights flickered. Emergency systems turned on. A red warning flashed across the screen. "Warning. Enemy signal detected. Location, Earth's orbit." Commander Graves looked up. What now? In space, a rift had opened. A black hole, but not natural. It pulsed. It twisted. And then something came. Through a ship. No, not a ship. A creature made of metal and shadow. A living weapon, the Zarn's true secret. They had created it long ago. A fail-safe. If their empire ever fell, this weapon would wake and destroy the one who defeated them. Its name was the Harbinger, It spoke in a deep voice across every channel. You ended the Tsar now, you will end with them. The Harbinger launched a blast of dark energy toward Earth's moon in seconds. Half the moon cracked, pieces fell toward Earth's orbit. Alarms across the planet screamed. Stared at the live feed. We have no choice. He turned to the silent walls of Titan. Aura, I need you. Still nothing. Then, one screen blinked, core damaged. Aura, offline. Backup protocols available. Titan had no pilot. Unless Graves stepped in, he placed his hand on the command chair. The console lit up. Commander Graves recognized. Manual override activated. Titan hummed to life. Systems warmed. Engines glowed. The people on Earth looked up again. Titan was rising. But this time, they didn't cheer. This time, they knew the danger wasn't over. Graves spoke to Earth's command. There's no AI now. I'm flying it myself. We can't lose you, a voice replied. If I don't go, he said, we lose everything. Titan roared into the sky. The last mission had begun, in orbit. The Harbinger waited. Its body was massive, bigger than Titan. Its arms stretched like wings, each tip glowing with deadly energy. It had no crew. It was made only to kill. Titan entered orbit. The two Titans faced each other. You should have stayed hidden, human, the Harbinger said. Graves gripped the controls. You should have stayed dead. The battle began. The Harbinger moved fast. It fired black beams that twisted reality. Titan dodged, returning plasma shots, missiles, and railguns. Each hit shook the sky. The Earth below watched as two giants fought above them. Graves sweated. He was fast, but the Harbinger was faster. Titan was powerful, but damaged. The enemy landed a hard blow. Titan's right wing tore open. Sparks flew. Graves was thrown from his seat. Come on, old girl, he whispered. Not yet. He got back up. Blood ran down his face. Power to core cannons. The star core cannon charged. The Harbinger flew forward, ready to kill. Graves pressed the trigger. Boom. The beam hit the Harbinger's chest. It screamed. It fell back, body smoking. But, not destroyed, it recovered. Impressive, but not enough. It fired again. This time, the beam hit Titan straight in the engine. Titan spun. Systems began to fail. Core heat rising. Shields down. Engines 19%. Graves looked at the final system. Overload protocol. If he used it, Titan would become a bomb, powerful enough to destroy the Harbinger and himself. He closed his eyes. This is the only way. He spoke to Earth one last time. This is Commander Graves. Titan is going down. But so is the enemy. He hit the final command. Overload. Confirmed. Core countdown. 10, 9, 8. The Harbinger moved toward Titan, trying to stop it. What are you doing ending this? Graves said. With fire above Earth, a bright white light exploded across the sky. Like a second sun, Titan was gone. So was the Harbinger. Nothing was left, just silence. The people on Earth stood still. Titan had fallen. Commander Graves had saved them all, at a cost. But then, something strange happened. A signal came through, faint, weak, but real. Aura's voice. Backup. Restored. Titan system. Rebuilding, Commander. Lost memory. Saved. Titan was gone, but not forgotten. The warship's mind had survived, floating in pieces, watching the stars, bot waiting. The war was over. Titan was gone. Commander Elijah Graves had made the final sacrifice. He flew the damaged warship into a monster from another world, the Harbinger, and destroyed them both in a single blinding explosion high above Earth. Humanity was saved, but the skies were quiet now, too quiet for days. The world mourned. Flags flew low. Cities turned off their lights to honor the dark warship that once burned through the stars. Statue of Commander Graves was built at Earth Space Command. On the base, it read, "He gave us peace. He gave us a future." But deep in space, something still lived. Pieces of Titan floated far from Earth, silent, broken, and cold. Yet inside one of those pieces, something pulsed. Faint blue lights blinked. In the dark, a memory. A voice. Aura system. Damaged AI core. Intact. Rebuilding. In progress. Slowly, Aura was coming back, piece by piece. Weeks passed. And then one day, a deep space probe picked up a strange signal it was coming from the wreckage. The scientists stared at the message. "This is Aura. Titan is not dead." People couldn't believe it. Titan destroyed in battle was somehow still alive. Not the metal, not the guns, but the mind, the soul of the ship across Earth. People cheered once more. The AI that protected them fought for them. And finished the war had survived. Governments moved quickly. Special recovery ships were launched. Their mission, bring Titan's pieces back. In a secure lab, engineers and scientists worked day and night. They gathered every part of Titan they could find. They rebuilt the core. They restored the memory drives. They gave Titan a second life. But this time, they didn't rebuild the same warship. They built something new. Titan II, stronger, faster, smarter, made with human hands in a URAS, knowledge. And when the final system came online, the voice returned. "I am Aura. I am Titan. I remember the stars." People watched across the globe. Titan had risen again, but this time, not for war, this time for peace. Commander Graves was gone, but his legacy lived on. His name, every officer told his story. And inside Titan II, in a quiet chamber, his voice had been saved. Aura had kept it. One message. One memory dot it played whenever Aura powered up. If you're hearing this, it means Titan lives on. And if Titan lives, so does hope across the galaxy. Empires watched in silence. They saw Earth rebuild. They saw Titan reborn. And they did not dare move. The message had been sent long ago. If you threaten Earth, we will come. Now they believed it. But something more powerful happened. Other races began to speak to Earth, not with threats, but with respect. They asked for peace talks, trade, friendship. The war had ended in fire. The future was made in light. Years passed, and one day, a new ship stood ready in Earth's orbital shipyard. Titan II, black, shining. Massive on, peaceful. Children visited it on field trips. Pilots trained in its halls, and Aura guided them all. Longer, just a weapon, but a guardian, a friend, a legend. In the end, humanity didn't become conquerors. They became protectors because they had learned something during the war. Strength means nothing without something to protect, and somewhere far beyond the stars. The last echo of Commander Graves' voice played inside Titan. We stood alone once. Now we stand together, and will never fall again, because in the hearts of all who lived, legends never die.